Alright, welcome back to the Rich and Greg Show. I'm Rich.
Are you now? How
I
about
am.
some of that money for me? I'm sorry if we've done that joke
You have
before.
done that joke before, yes.
Oh, well, we can edit that out, right?
Well, speaking of editing,
I'm Greg, by the way.
He's Greg. Speaking of editing, there was an issue with our records for the last, 5 episodes. And there were kind of some important events which occurred in that. So
we died. That was pretty important.
We did die. And so I've put together a little video detailing the history which has been lost to time. And we will commence video now.
Details about the final years of King Brian the Cruel's reign have been lost to history, but fragments yet remain from which we can glean conflicting stories. We know from other sources that the crusade for Aquitaine ended in failure. Brian's forces lost at the battles of Blois, Dreux, and Fontevraud, and after he lost his leg to cancer, he disbanded his forces. A meager 75 men returned to their homeland. Ultimately, it was the overwhelming reinforcements from the Moors that overcame the Crusaders, but even as the crusade petered out, it was unquestionable that Brian had made the lion's share of contributions to the effort. Back in his native duchy, Brian laid the groundwork for future prosperity, and when his famously slow son Mercad, whose only true talent lay in the pursuit of arms, wished to join the Knights Hospitaller, Brian did not prevent him. In the wake of the failed Aquitaine Crusade, the strength of Catholic authority had waned across Europe, and many heresies emerged. Of note was the Fraticelli heresy, which by a peasant uprising took control of the lands in the north of Ireland. Outraged by such rampant heresy, Brian raised his forces and, with the help of Breton mercenaries, launched a holy war upon Brefne, subjecting it once again to Catholic authority. Incidentally, he also claimed its title for himself. In light of his efforts, Brian was highly praised and had achieved his ambition to become a paragon of virtue. Other sources, however, paint a different picture. Some record that Brian had long become obsessed with cheating death, and in pursuit of life eternal, fell to pagan ways. A mysterious woman came to his court from deep Africa, a disfigured warrior woman in a mask, named Salimata. Salimata took Brian as a pupil, promising him immortality as he learned her magic. Amid the sacrifices and bones, Mercad's son, Dinatak, a promising young mind, recently named heir, pled with his grandfather to see reason and return to the faith. Unfortunately, these pleas were ignored, and Brian was said to have simultaneously taken 2 of his daughters-in-law, Sinswith and Dinatak's own wife Kenna, as his lovers. Some even see a curious resemblance in Sinswith's daughter, Kusen Mathair. Nonetheless, before Brian's new schooling could bear its dark fruit, smallpox came to Ireland. Though historians are unclear on why, Brian opened his gates despite the plague. Great efforts were made by what contemporary sources call a vicious vampire duck, but in the end it was all for naught. Many fell to the smallpox, but none so mournfully as the mighty Megatron. In the end, the epidemic became Brian the Cruel's doom, his desperate clawing for everlasting life coming to nothing. He was succeeded by his grandson, Dinatak the Kind. The king is dead. Long live the king.
We should probably set the stage. So, our character, in fact, did die. Brian,
Yes.
Brian
the Cruel.
The Cruel, it sounds menacing, but Brian? Sorry, Brian.
I'm sure if I look hard enough, I'll find that Brian is pretty cruel.
Oh, I'm sure there are many joke Brians out there. You know who you are.
But now we have a new king, Dinatak of
Yes.
Nomu. Dinatak, who I believe is kind, unlike his wayward father.
Shrewd.
And
shrewd as a fox.
Yes.
And gluttonous as a pig. He's really into the animals.
Yeah, well, what can I say? These little numbers I'm not mistaken, those are like the 7 deadly virtues. Sorry, 7 heavenly virtues or spiritual virtues and the 7 deadly sins.
Some of those virtues are pretty deadly.
Yeah.
Kill people with kindness.
Diligence.
Yes.
Gluttony.
So I think this is kind of a callback to like vanilla Crusader Kings 2, which is almost 4 years ago now, like way back when. And so it was very like you could only play as Christians, and in fact I think you could only play as the Catholics. I don't think you could play as the Byzantines until Legacy of Rome DLC. Anyway, so obviously it was very Catholic focused.
Yeah.
And the trait system was obviously kind of built with that in mind originally. Yeah. So you had the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
1 through 7. So gluttony is number 2.
Yes.
I don't know if that's like an official list or if that's just in game. It's number 2.
I've actually looked into it a bit. It's a bit of it's a bit complicated.
Okay, but then of course you have the 7 virtues, which are like the opposite, both like literally and conceptually.
Literally and
well, okay, so like they're literally opposite traits. So in Crusader Kings 2, if you haven't known this before, certain traits are opposite, meaning if you've got that trait,
zoom in on this.
You can't have an opposite trait. So if you're kind, you can't be cruel.
Well, I mean, all the traits have an opposite, don't they? Or at least
not
most
all
of them.
of them.
Okay.
A lot of them do. Like just an arbitrary or opposite, honest, deceitful opposite. So if you gain one, you tend to lose the other, which tends to mean your stats flip very quickly.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's the numbers.
So anyway, this is our new liege.
Who's the grandson, I think.
Yeah. Now, if I'm not mistaken,
his wife looks sick.
Yes. What's she got? Smallpox. What a lovely joy. We all know whose fault that is. Greg.
Duckula.
It's not Duckula's.
Oh yes, because someone
Richard
clicked the wrong button and opened the gates.
Well, I think it worked out in the end because now we've weeded out the weak.
We have.
We should choose an ambition.
We should. So, okay, with this literally at the start of this guy's reign.
Yeah.
And in fact, small fact, if you want to hover over the 24.
24?
That tells you when he was born. And if you hover over this crest, it'll tell you when he got the title, which is, in fact, today, if you look up in the top right.
Yes, because we paused the game.
So it's a handy way to know, like, how long until 10 years.
Because there's some sort of, like, negative modifier.
So you often can't change inheritance laws for 10 years after you take a title, so it's kind of useful to know, like, when is that 10 years?
But, okay, so we
Yes.
can see the realm prosper or we can groom an heir.
Well, we have a son,
Yeah.
so that simplifies a little bit in grooming an heir.
Yeah.
Because grooming an heir requires your heir to get to 12 years old.
Yeah.
So we already have a son who is...
0 years old.
We need
He's also Din Attack. Wonderful.
Din Attack, Mac Din Attack.
Great.
Big Mac.
Lovely.
Okay.
Good to see that imagination runs strong.
Well, it's very aristocratic, right? Din Attack the first, Din Attack the second. He will carry on my legacy. Okay, so this is kind of a...
But see, this one clocks off at 5 years.
Yes.
So that's going to happen sooner.
Yeah. So, the first one, which I think is Paragon of Virtue, is like... It's going to take us a long time to get there.
Yeah.
Become King of Ireland is not so useful unless you're a pagan, because it doesn't give us anything to actually make that happen, except for a slightly higher chance.
Well, we're also not anywhere near becoming King of Ireland. So.
Yes. So it's not a bad one. We might get it later on this character.
Oh yeah, but for now, short term.
See the Realm Prosper. The only thing with See the Realm Prosper
we can't go to war.
Yes.
Yeah.
But having said that, we're probably not going to anyway.
Okay. It technically will fail. He can't be taken for another 5 years.
Doesn't really matter if we fail it. Just like
it's
missed
just
that opportunity.
Too bad. What's this one? Focus. So I recommend me being the expert here.
No, go for it.
So I've noticed that we've got 4 of 3
Excellent.
Demacies, which means that we're getting domains.
It's like it's French for like we say domain in English, like.
And why do they not say domain in this?
What is domain?
But it's in French.
So it's a more accurate term.
Okay, so that's giving us some sort of negative modifier. So if we were to become a ruler, we get bonus stewardship, which should hopefully not either push us over the edge or help us get to increase the...
Yeah, so I would actually recommend rulership as well. Also, not only for the straight up +3 to stewardship, which as you said, we could really use to get that domain limit up.
Mm.
But also, it will give us a chance of events that will increase stewardship as a base value and give us traits like diligent. Oh, we already got
diligent and shrewd,
but just and temperate. I think is the other one that can come from.
Yes. So basically, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
Do it.
Because I mean, diplomacy is already great. 15,
Yeah.
fantastic. Martial 12, also good.
Yeah.
Intrigue 8, that could be higher, but I'm not like it's not dangerous.
I see a more present need for the stewardship.
No, definitely
so
stewardship and not business because we don't really
business.
We've got plenty of money.
Let's just check out our wife. So our wife is pretty useless. Though to be fair, it's probably because she's sick.
I think she's
arbitrary, greedy, but brave, and a naive appeaser.
I believe we chose her because her dad's the king of Norway.
That's right. She was princess.
Yeah. Which actually means our son
gets a
wait. Oh yeah.
Is it a son?
Yeah, I thought it said heir to the kingdom of Norway there. He will probably, if we click on father-in-law.
This guy's a badass. The hunter.
Well, okay, so this guy here in the middle is, he is the heir to the kingdom of Norway.
I can't imagine he would have let us get away with his actual heir.
Agnative cognatic elective. There is a slim chance, because it's an elective, and our son will have a weak claim, through his mum.
We're not getting it.
Actually, she may not, because she might die before he does, although it's all... Anyway.
Yeah.
There is a very slight chance that we could become King of Norway.
Well, no, there's no harm in that, but...
Probably not, because elective and we're a foreigner, but...
Okay, what else do we have to do? We got to build our council, don't we?
We do, because we lost a lot.
What's this? Council's discontent.
That's just because we literally took over, and it's there to kind of make new rulers a little bit more unstable.
Successive nomination.
Because we're elective.
And you should nominate successive for these titles.
So we click on that.
Don't we have one? Isn't that the son?
Yeah, we just actually need to cast our vote.
Oh, okay.
So he's by default.
Attack.
Yeah. We could actually pick anyone else in our
family.
Dynasty.
Yeah, dynasty.
But he's as good as any.
Alright, Chancellors, let's check it out. So this guy's a strong vassal.
And 17, he's going to be his best thing, so yep.
What's this? He wants to become councillor, so done. You're in.
Look at that.
Marshal. 18. He's not a powerful vassal. This guy's 17 and
he's
vassal.
younger.
Mounted cavalry is good.
Doesn't really matter.
Morale's good, so content. He's content. I like that in a man.
He might actually. Yeah, let's put him on.
He's in prison though.
No, he's in seclusion because there's a plague.
But the plague's over.
They still take a little while.
Jeez.
Actually, it's also probably because there's a plague nearby somewhere. We should double check
skulls. Oh, up in
I think that's the end of it.
That's the measles. That's a different one.
Oh, is it?
Consumption's over there. Yeah.
Oh well. They will come out.
Oh, France.
Crazy cats.
Okay, so what's this one? Steward.
Oh gosh.
So that's way down the list. 18. That's a relative, uncle. What's he got? He's Midas touched, dull, ambitious, diligent, cynical, chaste, temperate.
He's pretty good.
I'm happy to throw him in there.
Yeah.
Bam. Spy Master. Flathry, our old friend. He's kind of neutral on us.
Well, they're all kind of neutral on us. Yeah. And he's 16. I take him.
Flathry is in.
We could do something very sneaky.
Which is?
I'll tell you in a sec. Let's just get our court chaplain.
So someone with smarts, right?
Learning.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Stucula.
He is our court physician. I'd actually kind of let him hang.
You'd prefer them be separate? We've got Barry Flotter.
The only thing is...
kinsman.
Yeah,
He's erudite. That's good. Envious and Raven.
Malachi. He's a powerful vassal, but he's also a lunatic.
Malaki.
He's gonna die soon.
Let's go with one of our relatives.
I go with Barry.
Barry Flotter.
Oh, Barry Ruin. Okay, so let's now assign people.
To do things.
Let's just hold off on the Chancellor for a sec. Steward, we should collect
taxes in our capital.
Yeah.
Let's
court chaplain.
Prostalize in
Brefne.
In our
we should fill people in. You may have noticed
They've
we
just
actually
watched the video, Greg.
okay.
Which I put so much tender love and care into making.
You can really feel it.
I did put some effort into that thing.
No, you did. Sorry,
Yeah.
it was very good. I am not trying to sound condescending. So, just in case you hadn't noticed, the Crusade for France, or Aquitaine, failed because of the...
Let me just bring up realms.
And gosh, Spain is looking...
Gilles the Rude, you say? Lude, I should say.
He's
So wait, Spain
is looking very fragmented right now.
Yes, well...
Anyway,
obvious.
so basically some of the, I guess they were technically the Moors, I'm not sure, came in and helped
And
against
smashed
the
us.
Catholic. I still think there's a good chance that, because like all the dukes are still Catholic,
Yeah, who knows?
that there'll be a revolt.
This is our pirate friend.
Heir to the Kingdom of Castile,
Where's Castell?
Spain. His son is...
Okay.
Let's click on him for a sec. He is also Muslim. I think that's
How old is this woman he's betrothed to? Oh, 19. I just think she's got a very strong jaw. I thought it was a man for a second. I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't sound in.
Well, you know,
universe.
the Habsburgs did have that chin. Maybe that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Okay, so Spain and France, it's all crazy. I still think there'll be a revolt eventually because...
Sure. But look, frankly, that's not a huge deal to us.
Anyway, so we lost the Crusade, which
Yeah.
meant Catholic moral authority tanked.
Yeah.
Which then meant a whole bunch of heretics cropped up.
Yeah.
And in fact, so there was a fight. I think it was the Hegelians who revolted and then
And
a
then
holy
it
war
spread to Breffney.
or something.
Yeah.
And then everyone else kind of piled onto them, and we managed to pile in on
Breffney.
yes, because
Which is part of
everyone
this
holy warred for
ducky.
Ulster,
Yes.
and we holy warred for Connacht.
Yes.
Which
Yes.
we got our stuff.
Which gives us a toe in the door to get a whole nother whole dookie.
Yes, and it's,
Yeah.
it's right next to our capital, which is
Yeah.
bonus.
Bonus times, yes.
So, that's how we ended up with Breffni.
Yep.
Breffni, whatever.
Yep.
And as you can see, the religion is Fratercellian.
I did some reading on the Frenches. I'll talk about that later, but...
Yeah, so we need to proselytize because we need to get
Yes.
them back to the true faith
Correct.
of duckularism.
Duckularism, that's right.
Okay,
Vampirism.
so...
Scheming in hometown?
No. I'm going to
okay.
suggest... First of all, let's send our chancellor to fabricate claim on Connacht.
Well, can't we sort of claim it already?
No.
As part of the ducky du jour?
Only if we had held the title.
Okay,
Duke?
because he's got the title as Duke.
Yes. Also, we could usurp it, but you need more than 50% of the counties.
And we only have 50%.
And it's a two-county
Right.
duke, so
Got
it's
it.
like nobody can do it.
Got it.
Um,
Okay, so we'll fabricate some
so we
claims.
actually have a chance of fabricating a claim on the duchy
Sure.
because our chancellor has more than 15.
Yep, so do we want...
But it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So do we want a spy network on this guy? Or?
No, actually, because let's click on Barry Flotter.
Yes, Barry Flotter is down here.
Oh no, Flattery. Sorry.
Flattery, yep.
Click on the portrait.
Yep.
You'll see he's actually got a strong claim, on our title, which means
We want to be a friend.
him and his successors,
Yeah.
he's a threat.
Yeah.
Or his children are a threat.
Yep.
So we kind of want to get rid of him.
Right, okay.
So what I'm suggesting we do is let's go back to the council.
Yep.
And let's study technology.
Okay. Over somewhere where the plague is.
Well, actually, just anywhere, but somewhere good. So let's scroll out. I'd actually go to Paris.
Paris?
Yeah.
Whoa. Ugh. So what's the point of doing this over here?
Okay, so study technology will mean if we go to the tech tab.
Yeah, so we'll be getting some bonuses to tech.
So you can see under castle infrastructure.
Yeah.
We're now getting 11.2% per year. It's not like you don't gain 11.2% every year. It's it's 11.2% chance to get 0.1 a year.
Okay.
So that will either give us the full tech,
Okay.
or it will reduce the cost of upgrading. So we
Okay.
get a little bonus. The other thing is there's a good chance that someone who's studying technology gets imprisoned by the person. So it's like, go away and do something dangerous. And if you die, hey, win-win. Either we get
Yes.
good tech, or
we
get rid of
the
a-
potential threat.
And he gives us,
It's a shame, but Flath3 has served us well.
and he will
But, I mean-
continue to serve us well in death.
Alright, well, we'll continue the adventures of actually not pausing.
Yeah, sorry guys.
in the next exciting episode of Crusader Kings
What's
Z.
us assigned commander titles? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry guys, we'll be a little bit more actiony next time.
Well, we're setting up a new kingdom. It's not easy business.
But that is true. That is true.
I say, clapping into the mic. R.I.P. I assume it's R.I.P. headphone users, but let's. Anyway, see you next time, guys.
See ya.